Now, many developing countries lack public fertility centers. For countries such as Kenya, which are burdened by high growth rates and poverty, focus is on contraception and other population control programs. Infertility remains invisible to national and regional policies and programs. In the third and final part of the special series on infertility, the silent pandemic, Serfine Achieng Ouma reveals how the failure to prioritize infertility in the national reproductive health agenda shatters the dreams of many people who cannot bring life into this world through natural ways.
The solitude in the world of women struggling with involuntary childlessness makes it a silent pandemic.
Because of lack of, the ability to sire children, they remain the invisible group of women. They remain the women that are not counted when we are planning and largely developing policies for empowerment and gender equality.
In many developing countries, Kenya included, provision for public fertility centers is not a priority. The debate surrounding infertility care in developing countries has always been that for countries burdened by high growth rates and poverty, focus should be on contraception and other population control programs.
The idea is individualized. It's for the person, the woman or the individual suffering from infertility to seek services. The levels of our awareness still remain low, and I think the other fact is that the access, it's very expensive to seek reproductive health services around infertility.
The narrative is, however, changing thanks to the efforts by leaders such as Suba North Member of Parliament Millie Odhiambo Mabona, a woman who courageously beat the odds of not having a child of her own to become a woman leader in her area and an influential personality in the Kenyan national politics. Having undergone the stigma of being unable to conceive, she knows too well what it means to use her influence to speak for the voiceless. Millie is pushing for the enactment of the Assisted Reproduction Technology Bill of 2019 that seeks to help persons unable to give birth through natural ways.
What it basically does is that when you have people who are not able to have children regularly or normally, then through assisted reproduction, they are able to be assisted to get through.
Her bill, which has already gone through the first reading in the National Assembly, also proposes establishment of an authority to govern in vitro fertilization and surrogacy to address the ethical and legal issues that have emerged concerning these alternative methods of reproduction.
We have had cases where people borrow wombs and they have challenges later, because when somebody carries a baby for 9 months, they become used to the baby and they don't want to let go, and sometimes it is not really even biologically their child. They were only basically assisting. And several cases have gone to the High Court, and the court said that there is no legislative framework to deal with this kind of cases, and urged Parliament to come with a legislative framework to deal with issues of surrogate mothers.
This bill should have been a priority, but the attitudes and the way our Parliament looks at issues of gender is sad. It's sad, and I would want to urge that we prioritize this.
Stakeholders are calling on the government to ensure that health policies are not only inclusive, but make reproductive health care affordable for all women.
When we have a legal framework in place, then we have a place to start from while working on this. So the legal framework should work around reducing stigma for women and girls who are by certain circumstances, medical past history, are unable to have children. Number two is the sensitization that needs to happen at community level for women to be able to access alternative methods of getting children.
And then there are options. Are those options available in Kenya affordably? IVF iko, surrogate motherhood iko, adoption iko. Can you even adopt a child? Watakutafuta mpaka bank account. Rural mama ako na bank account ya kusema mimi nitachukua mtoto nilisha. Hata M-Pesa anaangaliwa na mtoto wake na mjukuu wake.
With society remaining unforgiving to a woman who cannot bring life into the world, women like Margaret, Rose and Jane have opted to seek solace in staying spiritually grounded.
As someone who has worn that shoe, I can encourage someone it is God who gives children. But even if you lack, be content and avoid being jealous when you see others with their children. Love them.
It takes a lot of time to get healed from not having a child of your own. But pain is the place where light comes in. Any woman can find her purpose in her pain. God cannot give you a story and a life that He cannot use, and a situation you cannot overcome.
In the kingdom of God, what is destined for you, it will always wait for you until that appropriate time. So don't lose hope. Be focused. If you have the opportunity maybe to interact with one or two women who are undergoing such situations, please tell them that there is hope.
Reporting for Channel 1 News, I'm Serfine Achieng Ouma.